It's Monday, February 24th, and it's Politics with Pierre. So we got a lot to talk about as it relates to immigration, as related to TPS. We won't be able to cover everything this morning, but I promise you there will be more videos. So let's jump into it. Let's get into it and talk about immigration and talk about TPS. I want to create some context first, right? So this country has been aware that there are a lot of folks who are living here who are undocumented, right? And before we rush to judgment, right, let's understand that there are various reasons why somebody might be living here without their proper documentation, right? So the immigration legal system, it is very complex, it is very convoluted, and it takes a long time for someone to be able to get their permanent residency status. And there are many reasons for that, right? Also, when you're talking about the immigration population, it is a group that many times does not have a voice. They can be scammed, they can be taken advantage of. So even if someone does have money, right, and it requires money, it could still be very difficult for someone to gain their legal status. So both parties, for the longest, have understood that there needs to be a pathway to citizenship for folks who are undocumented, living here, raising family here, working here, and are contributing members to society. But recently, right, instead of moving towards a pathway to citizenship, to permanent legal status, right, we have this mass deportation plan, right? And one of the things that they're looking at is TPS. TPS stands for temporary protected status, right? So this was created back in 1990, right? It goes way back from the Immigration Act, right? So someone could have TPS status if their home country is facing armed conflict, right? There's an ongoing war, there's a civil war, there's a natural disaster, there has been an earthquake, or there is some other grave catastrophe, right? So someone is granted legal status if it is very difficult for them to go back home based on the situation. So there are 17 countries on this TPS list where their citizens have TPS status, right? So, but this administration has recently decided that two communities, right, the Haitian community and the community from Venezuela will lose their TPS status, right? So this is a big deal, right? For my Haitian people, on nous fait parler, bagayo pa bon kounya pou peuple haïtien, right? So this is not good, right? So Haitians losing TPS status means that close to 500,000 people will be facing deportation, will lose their ability to live here, work here, and stay with their family, right? And as it relates to the people from Venezuela, close to 500 million people as well will be facing deportation, right? So as it relates to the Haitian community, as early as August, they could be facing deportation and lose their TPS status, right? This is 6 months in advance of the expiration dates, right? And so what is the reason for that? I haven't heard a really good reason, right? So as it relates to the people of Venezuela, there are two lawsuits against this administration, right? One lawsuit is saying that this is a racially motivated and racially charged, and the second lawsuit is saying that this is in violation of the Administration Procedure Act, right? There needs to be a proper review, there needs to be a proper assessment, and you can't just terminate TPS status early, right? So what we need to continue to do is to reach out to our local community-based organizations, reach out to our local elected officials and say that we need to challenge these policies in court, right? We need to challenge these in court to put a halt to terminating TPS status. It is a very big deal, right? Many of these folks, like I said, they've lived here, they've worked here, they have their family here, and it's just not a good situation sending them back home. So please share the video, spread this word, let folks know about what's happening and what's going on.